I was once a king in a land where stories are born, not of gold or marble, but of people whose hearts beat together as one. My throne was carved by hands that believed in freedom and unity, and my crown was the trust of those who called me their hope and their guide. They came one morning, men in foreign armour, with tongues that carried promises wrapped in chains. They said, "Bow, and your kingdom will live." But how does a man bow when the ground beneath him was bought by the blood of his fathers? They called it pride. They saw the way we stood, unbending, and named it arrogance. But they did not understand the weight behind our stance, the history woven into our bones. For us, it was never about pride alone. It was about something deeper, something sacred. Pride is not the word. It was memory. Memory that clung to us like the morning mist, refusing to be washed away by time or conquest. It was the echo of our ancestors' voices, the stories whispered from one generation to the next, shaping who we are. The memory of rivers that once sang without permission, flowing wild and free before borders were drawn and names were changed. These rivers carried our laughter, our pain, and our hope long before anyone tried to claim them. The memory of women who tilled the soil with bare hands, their fingers digging into the earth, planting seeds not just for food, but for the future. Their strength was quiet, but it was the foundation of our survival. The memory of men who whispered to the ancestors before battle, seeking guidance and courage. Their prayers were not just for victory, but for the protection of all that was sacred, land, family, and spirit. To bow would have meant forgetting all of that. It would have meant turning our backs on the stories, the rituals, the very essence of who we are. It would have meant erasing the wisdom passed down through centuries. And forgetting is a slower death than a spear. To forget is to lose ourselves, to let the light of our ancestors fade. So we chose to stand, not out of pride, but out of remembrance, out of love, and out of the unbreakable bond to our past. When they came for me, I did not hide. I knew this day would come, a day when my resolve would be tested and my spirit would be challenged. The air was thick with tension, but my heart was clear. I had made my choice long before they arrived. I stood by the gate of my palace, the drums silent, the sky heavy. The village, usually alive with the sounds of life, was eerily quiet. The people watched from a distance, their eyes filled with a mixture of fear and hope. They knew that this moment was not just about me, but about all of us. One of them asked, "Why choose death when peace is on the table?" His voice was calm, but his eyes betrayed a hint of desperation. He did not understand that some things are worth more than life itself. He could not see that the peace he offered was a chain, a shackle that would bind us forever. I told him, "Peace that demands my knees will never touch the earth." My voice was steady, my gaze unwavering. I could see the confusion in his eyes, the struggle to comprehend my words. But I knew that my stance would echo through the ages, a testament to our unyielding spirit. For I was born from dust, yes, but never to worship it. My feet may touch the earth, but my spirit soars above it. This land is my home, and I will defend it with every breath. The future of our people depends on the choices we make today. And so I chose to stand tall, to face whatever comes with courage and dignity. And they dragged me away. My people wept, but I smiled. because even if my body fell, my refusal would echo louder than their victory songs. And it did. Years later, children spoke my name in whispers, elders in stories, and strangers in awe. They said he was the king who would not bow, and that was enough. You see, in the quiet moments before the world stirs, when the first light touches the earth, wisdom whispers to those who listen. It is in these moments that the true meaning of power is revealed, not in the noise of command, but in the silence of resolve. Power is not in how long a man rules, not in the years counted or the titles claimed. It is measured in the strength of his convictions, in the courage to stand firm when the winds of change threaten to sweep him away. True power is the ability to hold on to what is right, even when it is difficult. It is not about what a man gains, but in what he refuses to surrender, his values, his dignity, his sense of justice. These are the things that endure long after the crown has been passed on. Some kings leave behind statues, their faces carved in stone, their names etched into history. These monuments stand as reminders of their reign, but stone can crumble and names can fade. Others leave behind spirit. I was the latter. My legacy is not found in monuments, but in the hearts of my people, in the stories they tell, in the courage they find to stand together. Spirit cannot be broken, and it cannot be erased. And if my death taught anything, it was this: life is not measured by how we fall, but by how we rise again. The end of a life is not the end of a legacy. There is no shame in falling, for every person stumbles, every leader faces defeat. The true shame lies only in bowing before what you know is wrong, in surrendering your soul for the sake of comfort or fear. Stand tall, even when the world tries to bend you. Let your spirit be your monument, and let your courage be the story that lives on. I was once a king, and though the earth took my name, my spirit walks with every soul who still stands tall when the world tells them to kneel. If this story moved you, share it, because somewhere another soul needs to remember that dignity is the last crown no one can take.